Class is in session.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Why It's Cool. Today we're going to be covering Lufia 2, Rise of the Sinistrals. This is a JRPG released by Square Enix in 1995. This is the very first RPG game that I ever played. It has been my favorite since I was 8 years old. It's carried me through life. It's helped shape the way that I think about certain things because it is a very puzzle-based game. It's helped me create different ways to think about situations, approach things from different angles constantly. Puzzles in this game are very difficult at a couple of them. Some of them, like you can see the moving platforms here in this part, are pretty easy. The combat in it is going to be a slightly different situation. It's pretty much all going to be easy. There's no heavy curve for combat. Once you understand how it works, you'll pretty much be able to breeze through the rest of the game as long as you don't under-level yourself constantly. Even if you do though, the game offers quite a bit of ways that you can actually fight back and get caught back up pretty quickly. One of the things that I do love about this game in particular compared to some of the other RPGs out there, you actually have the ability to reorder and rearrange your party right during the first turn of combat. When you select to either fight, run, or you can choose the top one, rearrange where people are. It's not just changing them from front row to back row like there is with all the other JRPGs and taking up your turn. You can just do it on the fly. Reorder who's where. It doesn't affect anything. It's strictly cosmetic. That is it. People in the back row don't take less damage. All of those myths that you normally think of aren't there. One of the other side effects of this game that I really love that they did is spells. You have the ability to target an X number of people with your spells. You can target one, you can target all. If you only want to heal 2 out of your 4, 3 out of your 4, you can. The main 4 characters that you'll see are up on the screen. They're going to be people who follow you throughout the story. The little guy you see over on the right, that's going to be a capsule monster. They're little AI controlled people who help you out in battle. You can get the first one shortly after completing the 3rd dungeon in the game. The first one being this tutorial dungeon. My favorite part of this game though, all in all, probably has to be the Ancient Cave. The Ancient Cave is a dungeon that becomes available once you get about 50% through the game. When you enter that dungeon, all of your items are deleted, your character is reset to level 1, and you will have to walk around playing Minecraft, essentially, punching things till they die. While you're in the Ancient Cave, the dungeon never stops. You constantly keep going down and down and down as far as you possibly can. There is no bottom to it. Every floor in there is randomly generated. Everything that you find in the dungeon will stay in the dungeon. You don't even get to keep it with you when you come back out and go back to the regular game. The exception to that are going to be items that you find inside of Blue Treasure Chest. Those are going to be some of the most powerful items in the game. Definitely worth trying to go through the game and get at least 1 or 2 items from the Ancient Cave for the blue chest. They are so good, you can even get through the game under leveled at a certain point. Every item that you can find in the regular game, you can find in there, including all of the spells. Usually you don't find many of the lower tier spells, like Strong, which is your healing spell, but you'll find some of the heavy hitter spells, like Champion or Stronger. Once you get down to floor 20 in the Ancient Cave, you can actually find an item called Providence. It's a spell, you cast it, it lets you escape from the dungeon. And you get reset back to where you were in the storyline. All of your items that you found are destroyed, with the exception of the ones in the blue chest. When you beat this game, there are 2 different new game options. The first one is going to be new game. You run through the game with 4 times the experience and gold earned, so that you can just go through and enjoy the puzzles, the entire game. The last one is going to be called Gift, where you can go through and make a party of whatever characters you would like and go through the Ancient Cave. Based on where you are in the story, you're not always going to have your ideal party to run through that with. My favorite character in this game, you only ever get to have him in your party when you have a group of 3 people. The Ancient Cave, usually you have a group of 4 because just going in there with 3 really limits yourself on what you can find and how much damage you can do. It's not one of those that's scaling. Overall, this game has been with me since I was 8 years old. I've absolutely loved it. I cannot praise this game enough. The sequel to it, well, sorry, not the sequel, the prequel to it was a pretty okay game, not the greatest. It had a couple tweaks that I would have worked around that this game corrected. and I just absolutely cannot get enough of this. All in all, any Super Nintendo fan really needs to check out this game. That's going to be it for me. If you have any questions, want to check us out more, follow us on YouTube at Binary Gamer, Twitch, same place. Always trying to do more live streams. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Class dismissed. Leave us comments in the section below.